Alright, hello YouTubers. Today I want to talk about wheel bearings, and this is something I see it's overlooked by a lot of you owners when I come do an annual inspection for you, and a lot of y'all like to leave it for me to get there to do if we're doing owner assist. And I've seen a lot of mechanics, in previous annuals, when I get the plane I can tell the bearings haven't been greased in a long time. So I just want to show you it's not very easy, it's not very hard to do. It takes very limited amount of tools and low expense. So this is part of, hey, I want to make ownership a little more affordable for you, because this is something that you can do for preventative maintenance. You're authorized to do this, so let's get right to it. I'll kind of show you what you need. Mobile 28 grease, some mineral spirits, container to put the mineral spirits in to help clean your parts, a flat bladed screwdriver, plenty of rags. You'll go through these pretty quick. And don't forget your gloves. That's good. Very important, glove up. You're going to thank me a lot later. In fact, you're probably going to want to go through the screen and give me a kiss. So, grab your screwdriver. You got a little clip in here. Pop the clip out. Keep everything organized. And there's your bearing. You're going to have, typically, 2 washers with the dust ring inside. Clean as you go. Very important. Take your bearing, wipe off all the excess that you can. While you're doing this, you're rotating the bearing and you're kind of feeling for rust spots. We'll get more into inspecting the bearing in a minute. This bearing feels pretty good, but we'll look a little closer. I got mineral spirits in a container. Just drop your bearing in there. Let's start breaking down that grease. Clean out your race. Okay. Once you got your race good and clean, feel if there's any rust spots. Look at the color. This is nice and silver, the way it's supposed to be. Sometimes you see it start to get blue or black in some spots. Shows you got some bearing wear. This one's in really good shape. And try to apply some pressure, see if you can rotate that bearing in the wheel half. It should not rotate at all. If it does, remove it. Okay. Go back to the bearing. Okay. Give it a good cleaning. Try to get as much of the excess out that you can. You're not going to get 100%, but do your best. Now that we've got a good view of the bearing, rotate it. Very important to see how it feels. This one's very smooth. I'm looking at the rollers. I don't see any nicks in any of the rollers. They're all uniform silver color. This bearing passes inspection. I wish I can show you a bad one, but luck would have it, this has to be a good one. So that's what it should look like. Then you're going to let it, just set it to the side somewhere and let the mineral spirits dry off naturally. Alright, that's good. Now that your bearing is good and dry now, you can use 2 methods. On first method, you can use this fancy $25 tool. I got my Mobile 28 in. All it is bearing packer. You get this at any auto parts store. Stick the bearing in there. Apply pressure, and you're going to watch the grease roll through the bearing. Okay, you see the grease being pushed out through the bearing? What I do is try to work this excess grease into the bearing. Alright. Doesn't have to be totally caked in, but you do want good coverage. Drop the bearing in to the race. Take your washers and your dust ring. Grab your keeper. There you go. Now the second method I want to show you, if you don't want to invest in one of these, that's not for everybody, you can go old school. Take you some of this good old grease, throw it in your palm. Okay. Now you just start scooping it through. And you can see the grease starting to work through the rollers. This is much more messier to do it this way, but it gets the job done. Talk to all your old farmers. This is the only way they know how to do it. All right. They got a whole lot more excess to clean up this way. After I finish getting my hands cleaned up, that's your finished product. And you'll throw that in the race just like I did the other bearing. So that's pretty much it. That took less than probably 10 minutes to do this wheel. Easy maintenance. Highly overlooked. You know, if your mechanic's overlooking this, find a new mechanic. There are better ones out there. Anyways, that's it. Or like I said, now you know how to do it yourself. So if your mechanic's too lazy to do it, don't want to fire him, there you go. You got it done, and he'll probably give you a kiss for doing the bearings for him.